Good morning. Hi, Captain Billy D here, all the way from the southwest of England, Plymouth. Wishing you all a good day. It's just coming up to 5 a.m. and I'm about to get my day started. Yeah, I've got the kids, so I get up and do my paperwork and sort things out, and then I get the kids ready for the schools and the breakfast or whatever, and then I trundle off. But this morning I got up a little earlier than usual to watch Leah Remini's last episode, Scientology, The Aftermath, The Bridge. Fantastic. She did really well. Mike Rinder and her explaining the bridge, and her mother, the OT8, was there. And it kind of brought home to me my recent experience of finding my mother that I hadn't seen for 35 years, and my fight to reunite my family, which has been going on for quite some years, as many of you know. And I've had quite a lot of success, as many of you know. I found my mother recently. She's old now. I'm 66. I don't know how old my mother is, but I don't know how old she was when I was born, but she must be 90-something. So she's pretty old. And we eventually found her in an old people's home. Found her, what was left of her really. She's got full-blown dementia and suffering from Alzheimer's, and literally has lost all form of memory. Doesn't know anyone, anything, can't talk. She's crippled up. She's lost control of her physical body. My brother's attitude as a Scientologist, my brother Betty Wordie, is, don't worry about her. We don't have to go and see her and visit her, look after her. She's in the old people's home. They're looking after her because she's left the body. She's an OT. She wouldn't live in a body like that. She's gone. That's just the body going through the motions, and it's just sitting there till it dies. But there's, Betty's not there. She's not in that body. She's gone. She's an OT. She's chose to leave a long time ago. Kind of hard to live with. I was watching the Remini show, and they were talking about people who attain these upper levels in Scientology. I myself attained the level of clear, was going on to my OT levels way back in the 80s, early 80s. I was fighting in the 70s for the natural clear process because I refused to do the clearing course because I felt it was an invalidation if I was already clear. And I fought for the natural clearing course, and eventually it became a reality. And well, anyway, we all know the stories about clear. We don't all know, but those of us who are in the Outer Banks, most of us have been there. So we found my mother, and in relation to Leah Remini's bridge, these powers that you're guaranteed in the Church of Scientology, if you sacrificed your loved ones and your family and your kids and your husbands and your wives, or respective husband and wives, and you give up your money and your time and your entire life, day and night, to this group, you will move up this bridge, and you will attain these levels and these powers where you are power over the mesh universe. You will be set free spiritually from the eternal chain of unknowing life and death, and free to choose as a spiritual being. And the ability to not be ill, not to suffer, and to help the world to become a better place, where we can do away with war, where we can do away with the downward spiral of man's existence. My mother was recognized as the world's first OT6. Whether that be true or not, I don't know, because in Scientology, who the hell knows? But she was renowned as being the world's first OT6, and she was not very well known in the States, but in St. Hill, in the UK, she was a legend. until she went to prison. She was OT6 in 68, 69. She was imprisoned in 70, 71 for financial property fraud, money laundering in South Africa, and she was sentenced to 7 years, of which she did, I think, about 3.5. And then she was released from prison, and she went back into the church, and all my family were in the Sea Org, my brothers, my sisters, and now, of course, their husbands and respective wives and children, and their children's children, and the parents of their respective husbands and wives, and their brothers and their sisters. And it's estimated I have about 25 members or relations of my family in Scientology at St. Hill at the moment. It was heartbreaking to find my mother and see her in the state that she was in, and to have it eventually driven home for sure into my head that this is all a lie. She wasn't OT anything. She's not in control of any messed universe or physical universe. She's dying of Alzheimer's. Like my brother, John Wordie. Did his OT3, trying to get onto OT4, died, 5 brain tumors. But he was already clear. He'd already attained this state where he had no reactive mind. So therefore, where did this illness come from? It's all a lie. A very painful lie for those of us who lived it. For those of us who've watched our loved ones sacrifice everything and suffer. For those of us who've watched friends being subjugated to terrible treatments on the RPFs or locked up as type 3s. I mean, like kidnapped and taken and locked in a room because they're supposedly type 3. Because they dared to say something. They dared to think for themselves. So, thanks Leah and Mike. There's a lot of people that, like the church, and people amongst the ranks of the ex-Scientologists who say, Leah Remini's just in it for the money. Or Leah Remini's just in this for fame. Or Mike Rinder's just trying to forgive himself for the crimes that he committed. Well, I don't really care about the motives of Leah Remini and Mike Rinder. All I care about is that what they're doing is bringing this to the public's attention by the millions. If they make a few quid out of it, good luck. If it gets Leah another show and she does better in her life, good luck. You know, she's sacrificed already enough. And she's taking a great risk and sacrificing a lot more right now. We know the church is capable of coming after people, although they don't come after people as hard as they used to. So, good luck to you guys. More power to Leah Remini. More power to Mike Rinder. It won't be long now. The church is dwindling. What did they say last night? 45,000 members worldwide? What happened to the 10 millions? Or tens of millions? Yeah, good luck guys. It's nearly over and it won't be long.